Hello, good evening, good evening. My name is Kayla Joshua, and I am a financial services mentor. The name of my company is Nala Solutions, and what we do is help people learn how to make 100K in 90 days using my financial platform called the Power Program. And tonight, myself and one of my business partners, Sharita Green, she's coming to the stage right now. We are going to talk about what's called the black tax. Okay. A lot of people never heard of it, they may not know what it is. But before we get into the topic at hand, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sharita so she can, good evening, go ahead and introduce herself as well. And while we're speaking on this topic.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Good. I'm good. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Again, I am Sharita Green. I am the CEO of Design Your Life. I am in many fields, close, do some of the same things that Kayla does. Not only do we show people how to um, earn six figures in 90 days or so, but we also have added products in my business, such as life insurance and retirement vehicles, showing people how to save on taxes, but also how to set themselves up, especially entrepreneurs, for retirement when we're no longer working. We want to make sure we're able to live fulfilling lives and not have to worry about income later in the year. So that's what I specialize in as well, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Sharita. I think I have myself muted. Thank you so much. So before we actually get into the black tax itself, I do have a couple of notes right here. So let me give you guys the textbook definition because I don't want to give you any incorrect information. So, the concept of black tax. So, it refers to the financial and emotional burden carried by successful Black individuals who provide financial support to less financially secure family members. So, basically, in a nutshell, it could be the black tax when it comes to African Americans, it can be the brown tax when it comes to Latinos. This comes from it was actually originated in South Africa. So a lot of times, you have people come over from different countries, and because they come from impoverished countries, they come over for a better life, which is still happening today. But when they do invest in their family members, and when they feel like they invested in their education, they invested in their professionalism, they figure that they supposed to reach back and get them and help them come up and provide for them financially. So I wanted to ask today, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's a great thing to do? Do you think it's awesome? Do you think it's not fair? Or what if they didn't invest in your education, or they didn't invest in you becoming the professional, whatever you do today? Do you feel that obligation to have to take care of that family? Sharita, what do you feel about it before I give my opinion?
Ooh, I feel like it's super touchy because so many of us, like, I didn't even know this was a thing, like, really until recently. But I had been living it for so long. So it's I say it's touchy because um, I agree with you. If they invested in helping you get to the point where you're able to be that go-to person for finances, then yeah, it's like a repayment of helping me. But if the family has not contributed to anything that has to do with your success, I feel like it's a burden. I don't necessarily feel like we should have and or required to take care or provide financially for our entire families. It's not fair. So I feel kind of like both, because I'm someone that took on like a bill from my mom, for example.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't ask, but I chose to, and it's because I want, this is my repayment for her. And I do it every single month. She never asked, but I felt like I'm in a position where I can, and it's helpful. But looking at like a situation where it's a niece or nephew, they didn't contribute to my upbringing at all, and it's like, no, I had to go find my way. You need to do the same, and that's where I feel like the burden part comes in. Like,
Right. And I agree. Have you ever heard of a susu, Sharita? A susu.
uh, no,
It was well, it's been around for a long time, but it was kind of popular a lot during the pandemic. So, like, say for instance, me, you, Kelly, Janika, whatever, we all agreed to put $100 together.
okay, yeah,
Then we did it for 12 months, and then we give you the pot, like, okay, it's your turn to come up. So now we all start all over again, and we put in money in, so we're all
like
going to
crowdfunding.
crowdfunding, yes.
Okay, okay,
So,
yeah,
and
I
that's,
haven't heard of that term.
I believe, it's an African terminology, but I believe that's kind of how the black tax came along.
Yeah,
And it also came along due to discrimination that's put in place. So, we were, slaves at some point in time, for over 400 years. When we were free, they didn't give us anything. We didn't get our 40 acres and a mule. We didn't get any of that, right?
right.
Okay. So because we couldn't advance like other ethnicities, we said we're going to put together a way to help this person advance, then next this person advances, and then that's how we'll do it, right? And I think that's awesome because there was other discrimination tactics put in place, like redlining, we couldn't vote, and so on and so forth. So then after that comes Jim Crow, which is just another form of slavery.
Yep.
So we had to come up with these tools because we had obstacles that the government put in place to, keep us from getting things, which they're still in place. But now, say, you have a good job, say you're a teacher as a profession, but you have siblings that, and you're making just an okay living. We know they don't pay teachers enough. But you have siblings that aren't doing anything, and say something happens. Well, how come you can't pay for it? You can't look out, or you don't do this, and they get an attitude about it.
Mm-hmm.
So is that fair? Is that right that you have to hold the burden of the family? Because the way Black people are looking at it right now is, you got enough money to pay your bills and you have extra money left over. They kind of low key thinking in their head, that money belongs to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's us because we in this together.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is this money?
Not fair. Definitely not fair. To me, I don't. It's so not fair, and we see it so much in the like celebrity lives. We who was just recently in there for not wanting to take.
I know it happened to Master P. They talking about him, his family talking about him like a dog.
Yeah, Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh, see, I didn't see the one with Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah, he gave his family 25,000 like a fund for them to, and they said that it wasn't enough, and they got mad, and so like
it happened to Tyler Perry.
Like lots of like big name celebrities, actors.
But it's not just happening to celebrities; it's happening to us everyday people.
Yeah,
it's happening to us everyday people, and when you don't give it to them, oh, I didn't know it happened to Russell Simmons too. That's crazy.
Oh,
and
really?
when you don't give it to them, it's, oh, she thinks she better than us. Oh, she think she this, she that, and the other. And it's like, what do you do to combat that? Because you still have a family. You have how many children? Six?
Six, yeah.
You have 6 children and you have a husband. So it's a lot. I can't feed my one. My daughter eats me out of house and home. So how do people expect you to still provide for them when you have to take care of your household? And it's not just you. It's not just me. It's everybody.
Mm-hmm. I feel like part of that
Why do we feel that way as Black people?
I feel like part of that comes from entitlement. I had made a post not too long ago about why do our children feel like entitled? I feel like some kids are spoiled like rotten. Mm-hmm. When they get to the age where they have to do things on their own, they're looking for someone else or for that support to continue. I got so much backlash about these are your children, you never stop being a parent. And I was like, well, I know I never stopped being a parent, but I know you ain't buying nobody personal hygiene products in a 35 or cereal to eat.
But no, the problem is, Sharita, they are.
And see, that's the problem. I'm not doing it. Like I feel like how I'm raising these 6 children now or to be independent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm there if needed, but not as a first choice, as a first, like, no, that's not the case. I'm teaching them to think for themselves, how to show them, good financial habits so that you don't put yourself in a
Because
predicament.
God forbid, what if something were to happen to you?
Right.
God forbid, if something were to happen to you, your kids don't know how to fend for themselves and take care of themselves.
Yep. Yep.
You see, Percy Lee said it's okay to help a person if they're trying to help themselves, especially if they have potential. Give a person a fish and you feed them for a day. Teach them how to fish, you feed them for a life. Amen. That's the Bible. That's the word.
Yes.
If you continue to give, and I think that's where the disconnect is coming from, because we're giving thinking that that's helping them. But because we're not teaching them how to go out and get it, and people tell me all the time, well, taxes not for me, credit not for me, life insurance not for me. I get it. But what is for you?
Right.
What's for you? I can't keep helping you and you're not helping yourself.
And see, they don't have an answer for that. They don't know what's for them. Everything is a scam. Everything is, I have to do too much. They're looking at the lifestyles that we live, but they don't see those days where we don't have income coming in. They don't see those days where
Let's go to lifestyle though. I love the fact you said the lifestyle, because I don't post a lot of lifestyle photos. That's just not my personality type. And I know it attracts a lot of people because a lot of people in this group are small business owners. So they show themselves traveling, they show themselves with the Louis, the Gucci, and all of that. And that's cool. I love it. But I don't post a lot of lifestyle because I don't want to attract a certain type of individual. I want people to come to me because of my mind, my brain, that they know I can physically help them, not scam them. Why are people so attached to the flashy stuff when that's not what's going to get you nowhere?
I think it's because it's like what they dream of. When you dream about something, you don't get the dream also in that same dream
You got
of
to
the
plant
one
the
that's
seed,
entitled to
baby.
it, right? You
Yeah.
get the dream, you get the vision, you have the dream, but
And
you
make
don't
a
dream about
plan.
the hard work that it takes to get there. And so
Mm-hmm.
many people have it misconstrued as to what it takes to be successful, to get to a point where you're able to pay all your bills on auto pay, and now you got extra money to go buy that Louis Vuitton bag or whatever, and splurge a little bit. They don't see that, and
Mm-mm.
it's like I I am someone that will show, like, especially these things, that I work very hard for what I do make. They'll be like, well, you made this and you should be able to give me these shoes. And I feel like, well, you should be able to earn those shoes. You should be able. So now the conversation is not, mama, can I have some
Yeah.
money? The conversation is, how can I earn this money?
Mm-hmm.
And I hear it all the way down from the 7-year old. They're like, mama, what can I do to get, I'm
So
just,
that means you're implanting in them that you have that hard work does pay off.
yeah,
And I love that. What can I do to make my own money? What
yeah.
can I do? And you know what? When I was researching this topic in particular, tax season is coming up. Earned income tax credit is made because of the black tax. Because we're still so far behind financially, they give us the earned income credit to low income individuals to kind of supplement the fact that we're not getting paid the same as other ethnicities. But instead of our people realizing, like, I have a fat tax return because that means the government saying I don't make enough money to take care of my kids, they looking at it like, where my money at? I need this money.
Entitlement.
It's like, what? FHA is another program that was made to kind of supplement and curve the black tax. And the government will tell you, because we know black people and black women and other minorities don't get paid on the same level as other ethnicities, we have to put these factors in place so that way they can get just as much, or either try to get a little piece of the bread.
Yeah, and like all of the subsidies and the programs that are out here to help, the single mom,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of them, and many times that, once you do that so often, they start to expect it. It becomes an expectation instead of looking at it from a different perspective and using it to their advantage. level up, come out of. It's no reason, like I said, people should have come out of the pandemic without some kind of new drive or
Yes.
motivation
But
to
you
get
know what? I did notice a lot of people started businesses during
they
the
did.
pandemic, and I love that. I am not into politics, but Trump show opened up a whole bunch of people's eyes. It took a scam, but he opened up a lot of people's eyes. Like, hey, you can make the same type of money for yourself. You don't have to give your time and energy to a job to make this type of money. So that part I did like the fact because it opened up my eyes, and I even worked a job during the pandemic, so it was good to see.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Somebody said people believe average is a lot because they grow up in public housing. So others who work basic jobs seem make a lot to them. The system has been a major downfall for the mindset of a lot of Black people. They say when you know better, you do better. And honestly, they're the ones who don't know any better. So now, how can you start teaching youth financial literacy? And that's why we have this platform today. My main goal, I can't see who wrote that, is I wanted to teach the youth financial literacy. I even have a nonprofit organization that's supposed to focus on financial literacy, but I found out that the people my age don't know financial literacy.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is that the people that need to be teaching, they don't know. So you have to have someone in your circle that is that financial, guru, expert to you.
But
Someone you
what
look
can
up
we do, Sharita? Because we don't trust our own people because the government has us so tainted because they did so many things to us. Like they have us thinking white is right. They did the Tuskegee experiment on us. They done so many things to us. It's hard for us to trust each other.
I say one way to fix that is like literally when I spoke of lifestyle earlier, um I show a lot of my lifestyle. My lifestyle looks like taking care of 6 kids. My lifestyle looks like taking care of a special needs daughter. My lifestyle looks like a wife. My lifestyle looks like somebody that works hard. It's not all flashy. It's You will see me enjoy a vacation because I don't get those often. I can't
Mhm.
just leave my I can, but I'm not gonna leave my 6 kids here to just, fend for themselves. Like when I say lifestyle, that's what I mean. And I am that example. I can start by being that example that yes, I decided to venture off into entrepreneurship. I took a huge risk having 6 kids.
Mhm.
But I believed in myself enough to do it. And I want to be that example so that I can become that authority figure. So
Well, let
that
me give you your flowers because you motivated me. And I only have one minor child, okay? I said to myself, if she can do it with 6 kids, granted, you have a husband at home. I love Dwayne, but if you can do it and you left the government job as well, you motivated me to say, you know what, I can do it. Our mindset is just so jacked up because we're programmed to believe we have to work a job. And it's nothing wrong with working a job, but we're programmed to believe that's the only way to live is to work a job.
yeah, it literally took me, like, when I took that job at the VA, I had been there 4 years. I knew, and I'm gonna tell you this, Kayla. I knew from the very first day I was hired that this was not gonna be a permanent job for me. You hear me
You
tell
said that,
stories
yes.
about I left my desk plain. I didn't put up pictures. I didn't put up a
Hey,
jacket.
Kentana.
I didn't do anything extra at this desk because I knew I was here temporarily, right?
I was the opposite. My desk was decked out, baby. I had a government job. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was.
But I knew, like, and it takes a minute. You don't just automatically say, I'm done with this. You have to have a plan in place. But that mentality, it haunted me for years and years. I
Mm,
knew I should have been an entrepreneur a long time ago, but it was faith in myself. My relationship with God wasn't always like it should have been. There was
mm-hmm.
quite a few things. I didn't have that entrepreneur in my family to look up to.
Me
Nobody in
either.
my family. I'm the first one.
Me too.
I'm definitely the first one that quit a job, and what people would say is a good job with good benefits, and
Mm-hmm.
like again, being that example, taking being having the courage to do so, being
Yeah.
brave enough to bet on yourself, and having the right people around me was the support that I needed to make me feel like
So
it's going
who
to be
was that? Because I personally didn't have that. Like I felt okay. I went to school, got my high school diploma, graduated with honors. Boom. Okay. Then I was a teen mom. And then I got a job working in banking. I worked in banking forever, worked in banking forever. And I was like, okay, I'm doing something. I worked there almost 13 years. When I left there, I was making $13, $14 an hour. Left banking, went to welfare, and I really thought I made it and was still barely making it. So I had nobody to look up to and say, hey, there's other things you can do. I felt if you were an entrepreneur, like you were a bum. You ain't got no real job. You ain't like what they say, Tommy, you ain't got no job.
So believe it or not, my support system really just looked like, um, my husband. That's
Wow.
8 year relationship. The newest person that I knew, really at the time, that felt like he was like, I'll take care of this. I got the kids. Go do what you got to do. His mom was a great support system, and she still is to this day. She will
Amen.
cook dinner. She will, if I need to go out of town on a business trip, I got them. But the crazy part is, they had, like, the kids that I came to the relationship with, I had only known them 1 week, I promise. And they told me, go do what you got to do. I had to be gone for 2 weeks. And they said, I got them. And I don't know what made me trust them enough, you guys, but they
Mm-mm.
did. And this that's my support system. My mom was my support system financially. I don't I mean, not too many people know this, but my first investment property, my mom gave me 25,000 to go
Jesus. Ooh,
purchase.
that gave me
I,
chills.
I said, "Mama, give me." She put out a 401k, and she was like, take your time paying it back. I said, "No, give me 5 years, and I'll have this paid off." Um, right before 5 years, that was paid off, plus whatever taxes and stuff she had to pay on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, that's what my support system was. And then when I found you guys as friends, it just solidified my circle of what I needed. You need those people that are there on similar levels or even higher, that you can talk to, and it doesn't sound like bragging. People you can go
Yeah,
ask questions, and it's not a stupid
you
question.
stepping on my toes.
Somebody that can make me feel good about
You
moving.
throwing shoes right now because I was just gonna say, like when you post things on social media, people whose mindset isn't there, they're like, "Oh, why you bragging?"
Yeah,
I just want to show you guys that it's possible.
right.
I don't want, and it's crazy that you can't even celebrate. You can't celebrate yourself. You can't show people what they can do because people who mindset isn't where it is, they're looking at it like you're bragging. And
Mhm.
that's crazy to me. But before my grandmother passed away, she passed away my first year of doing taxes. But even before then, and I love my grandmother dearly. What you doing now, Kayla? You do it credit, you do it some of everything. And it's not that they mean any harm. They really don't. But they were just programmed for us to
Yeah,
do what they told us to do.
yeah,
Go to school, get an education, get benefits, get a 401k, not knowing that you can get this stuff on your own.
yeah. You got
I
to
have a
unlearn,
401k
unlearn.
and I work for myself.
You got to
I
unlearn
have
all of that.
insurance and I work for myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Dental, vision, and I work for myself. They have us so messed up that if you don't work a job, you screwed. But another thing I wanted to touch on before we got too far off topic was we also feel as Black people that if we don't have it, we got to stretch ourselves to go get it. If we don't go get it and make things happen, we're not a good mother, we're not a good parent. Where does that mindset come from? You know how they're like, oh, well, Black women are so strong. And this also goes along with the Black tax because we taken from stuff we don't even have to give. We don't
yeah.
even have to give it. So why do we feel we have to make a way out of
I,
no way?
I think it's just, again, the programming. If we look at what our parents and grandparents, what they went through, how they struggled, if you are a typical person, you're going to think that struggling is part of your story. It has to be.
Mm,
It's learned behavior, just like anything else. But also, if you are fortunate enough to look at it from a different perspective, you'll know and have people that you do trust to venture off. Like,
mhm.
for a long time, again, I didn't have that example to go do something on my own. I just knew I was going to do something amazing in life at some point I didn't know how. And then just with the jobs in the sequence that they happened, there was things that I had to learn in each and every one of those jobs to get me to the point today where I had that confidence level. Like, so it literally is all learned behavior, but at the same time you can also learn some things that are going to be beneficial to your future, your mindset, your growth, and your courage, and being brave enough to not look at everything like it's out to get you. Like, we are supposed to live in abundance. We are.
And the
It's
crazy part is that's actually, no matter what your religious belief is, that's the word. It says we're supposed to live in an abundant lifestyle.
yeah,
And I found myself as time progressed, when you unconsciously put yourself where you are. If you're poor right now, it's because you told yourself you was poor. If you're struggling right now, it's because you told yourself you're supposed to struggle. It's been times where I've been stressed out, but you have to reverse it. You have to flip it and turn a negative into a positive. And I'll be like, you know what? I have $1,000,000 coming. I have this. I have that. People call it affirmations. You can call it prayer. You can call it whatever you want to. However you want to dice, slice the cake. It's the same thing. And I will go to the mailbox and get checks in the mail.
yeah, and
Random checks, because I'm living out and working out of an abundant mindset. I'm no longer working out of a mindset where I'm broke, I'm struggling, because your words are spells and you're putting those out in the atmosphere unconsciously.
yes,
I'm like, and I wish I would have known this all my life, because you feel you're supposed to be broke. We really, as a community, think that you're supposed to struggle.
yes.
Even us tax preparers, I see people post all the time. I'm up sun up to sundown, tax trapping, hustling. We ain't supposed to be hustling. We supposed to get to a place where other people are doing. Where if you're a boss, somebody else is doing the work for you.
hmm You making money and not even
You
present.
out. You're the one as an entrepreneur. In the beginning, don't get me wrong. You have to put in sweat equity. You
Yes,
are the one in your business physically doing the work. But as time progresses, you supposed to be stepping back. We still think, because our mindset is we gotta hustle, and if we ain't hustling, we ain't making no money.
right. Yeah, yep. It is. I honestly believe it is our generation, us, the Gen Xers, the millennials. We are the ones to change the trajectory of.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But they saying we lazy.
no, 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 no. I absolutely, hands down, 100% to believe that is our duty to instead of an employee mindset, we're gonna have entrepreneur mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, they have no choice. Like,
Right.
with the moms that we are, right? They already know. Like, I can't even see my 15-year-old want to go work at McDonald's, because he can go do a t-shirt business and make what they make in a week in a couple of days. So I
Wow.
feel like,
Right.
and that's only because he had an entrepreneur mom. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? So just, we have to change what that looks like, and we are definitely the ones to do it. We work those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
We know what that feels like.
Right.
We
I
know
worked at McDonald's. Okay.
what we're sacrificing
Yeah.
for our families to go work those jobs. So now that we have taken on the role of CEOs and big bosses, we can show them the what we didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very attractive to know that I can literally, I post, my thankful thing, my thankful post all through the month is
Mm-hmm.
why I'm thankful to be an entrepreneur. I can be sick and still earn money. I can be
Hmm.
right here when Siani gets off the school bus at the door. I can be right here while they're arguing and they see me. I did not see my mama. Yeah, I did not see my mama.
She worked in nursing, right?
Was a RN. She was
Yeah.
pregnant with me in nursing school. I never seen my mama really.
That's
That
crazy.
won't be my kids. They're gonna say my mama was always there. My neighbors probably wondering what I do. They, I swear, don't even talk to me, but they know my car don't leave the driveway unless I'm taking
Yeah.
to school or whatever. And like, again, we are the ones to do it. I wholeheartedly believe that we have both
Do
sides.
you feel because I know I feel a certain type of way. It might be the Pisces in me. But do you feel some type of way when people ask you for things, family members per se, and you have to tell them no?
Okay, so this kind of hit me a little bit more personally, just within like last year or two.
Mm-hmm.
A few things that has happened to me. It you know what, I like this year I worked on boundaries
Okay.
because I was being stepped on, taken from, naturally a giver. And I know that's what my purpose is in life, is to be a giver. But people were taking advantage. I'm talking about taking advantage like you would never believe, and it put me into some questionable spots myself. So right
Mm-hmm.
now on November the 9th, I have no problem with saying no with a smile, baby. It's no. Don't
You
even need
just
an
said
excuse
something
after.
though that emotionally just triggered me. My mom said to me last year, "That's your job." I said, "What is my job?" "To help us." I said, "Excuse me?" Say what? Say huh? And I really don't think she meant no harm, but she was serious. She was serious. Like, no, that's what you're here for, is to step in the gap.
Mm, wow.
Like, that's a lot of pressure and responsibility to put on somebody. So, because I know when people ask me for stuff, whether it's family member, friends, I have to budget the money I make the first 4 months of the year and make it last all year long. If I
Mhm.
blow that money or I spend that money, I'm screwed. Who's going to help me? Who's going to pay my bills? So,
Nobody.
to tell somebody you have to, that's your job and your position, that's not right.
Yeah, it's definitely um, it's a burden. It's stressful. It is what breaks up families. Anytime there's money is the number one reason for divorces.
Divorces.
It is. It will, at a funeral, at someone's death, it will break your entire family down if um, if your financial house is not in order.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what that can do, and sadly to say, there have been some relationships that have been severed, and it's
Mm.
sad and unfortunate, but it's definitely not
Mhm.
gonna stop my
But
my
how do you feel now that they are severed?
um
Honestly, what's your
you
be
know what, it is a burden lifted,
honest?
and I say, yeah, I can't say that I don't miss them. I can't say
Hmm.
that I miss them, but
It hurts.
I'm learning how to love from afar.
Hmm.
And I'm not going back to that doormat. I'm not. And it's nothing that you could do to make me feel that like I need to or have to give you anything. I feel like I'm showing you an example of how to earn it, how to use your God-given talents to go out
Hmm.
and create an income that can be convenient for whatever lifestyle you want to live. And if you're not taking heed to that, then I'm sorry for you. I don't feel bad. I used
Terrain
to feel
said,
bad.
I realized they love getting my money and they didn't love me. That's deep. A person only gonna do what you allow them to do,
That's true.
no matter what aspect of the relationship is. So, what do you think we can do to combat these feelings and these things? Because, I hate saying no. I really do. But I've had to say no, on different times. Of course, we all have to eventually. What can we do as business owners to help them, learn how to, pull up their bootstraps and stand on their own 2 feet, or to help them grow, because maybe what our line of work that we do may not fit their needs. They may have different talents. How do we teach them how to find out what their purpose is, their purpose in life, and use it to grow? Because we could be millionaires and give everybody some money, but if they don't know what their purpose are, they're going to blow it and then be back begging.
So I feel like one thing that I feel like I am very good at is finding what I believe someone is absolutely amazing at, and I let them know, like, hey, you're awesome at this. This is
Mhm.
probably something you want to build on. What are some things you like to do? They'll tell me some things that they like to do. Well, here are some resources. I'm really big on using resources. I have a lot of nieces that are grown.
Mhm.
And yeah, we talked about a bunch of the subsidies and programs that are available to them. And I showed them, hey, I don't get an income tax check no more. Okay. So let me enjoy
I'd
it
be
right
happy if I broke even.
now. Baby, you know what it's like.
Yeah, I know.
But take these funds, go do this, go invest in yourself, because no one is going to believe in you like yourself. Help build them up, mentally, to where they feel like they can do it. Because I tell people every day, you can go outside and every piece of negativity that's out there is going to hit you, telling you you
As
can't
Kenny
do
said,
this.
that's God in your ear, and I that's absolutely true. And I feel that maybe as a that we should all make that a pattern, a thing to do. Just randomly, if you see somebody and they have a talent in that area, say, "Hey, you good at decorating.
Yeah.
You're great at cooking.
Hmm.
You're good at this." Just to start planting those seeds.
Yeah.
Because, like you said earlier, it's not going to harvest overnight. You
Right.
know, start planting those seeds on a daily basis to our community, to our family, to our children. So that way they know I am good at something. I can do something. And they can use that. I tell people all the time, find what you love to do and find a way to monetize. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we need to be more positive as people, instead of looking at someone as competition all the time. Like, if I could,
That's that
step
crabs in
outside.
a barrel mentality.
Yeah, yeah. Compliment somebody, just encourage somebody. Like, they have enough going against them. I know I do.
Hmm.
And the
We
more I
all do.
surround myself around positive mindset people that will tell me, you did a great job, I'm proud of you. We don't hear that enough. Like, period. None of us. And so, trying to combat that, I'm just going to do the exact opposite. I'm so proud of you. It might be something small, minute, some
Hmm.
small, but it's a victory. And I see it. I recognize that. Great job. And try to keep people encouraged. Again, it's so much negativity, and the world tell you you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, you got somebody here. If you ever need to hear you can do something, call me, because I'm gonna tell you exactly what you do. That you
You
awesome,
know what's so
you're beautiful,
crazy though?
you're
I don't
everything.
want to bring it back to religion, but every mindset book I read, it goes back to the Bible. Every mindset book I read tells you to change something negative into a positive. Instead of saying, I can't do this, I will do this. Or I
Mhm.
don't have money right now. I don't have it at this moment, but I'm going to have this. We have to start speaking positivity into our life. We have to start with ourselves and then start speaking that same positivity into other people's lives. So that way they can know to grow. Then maybe they'll think we're not trying to belittle them because we don't do business with each other. We don't. And it's sad. Unless somebody trying to come up on something or they trying to scam or this and any other. And the white man loves that because the money go right to their pocket every single time.
Yeah, yeah.
Every single time. So we need to learn how to be have a more positive mindset in general and start pouring into ourselves and
Hmm.
pouring into others. Do you have any daily routines like affirmations or things that you do to keep your mindset going?
I don't watch TV. I'm gonna tell you that I
My
do
TV's
not.
still in the box.
I do not watch TV. I ask my husband all the time, how can he sit and watch the news all day where it's just killing and people?
It's so
I'm
negative.
I do not watch TV. That's the one thing I can tell you
Mm-hmm.
that I do. I'm not really big on affirmations, but I have a reminder on my Alexa clock to recite them. I just don't have any put
Mm-hmm.
together yet, so I'm going to. But I always choose to be. I choose. It's a decision. Like I tell my
Mm-hmm.
kids all the time, you have choices. Every single thing that you do, you have choices. And
Hmm.
one of the things that you can choose to be is to be positive and not make someone's day miserable on purpose because you're not having a bad day. And if you are having a bad day, you can choose to make it a better day just from how you're thinking. So I'm programmed naturally
Hmm.
to be positive.
I
I don't
love
know
it.
where I got it from, sis. I just know that life is so much easier to navigate when you're
Mm-hmm.
positive. And that's what I found as a fact in my life. And it's been some dark days. I'm not
Yeah,
going to tell you that my
absolutely.
life has been easy. I've been through some stuff. But through all of that, I remain positive, and I always uh, use that as my fuel for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I get to choose that. I can wake up being mad at everybody, and I do sometimes. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect,
Well,
but
we're
for the
only
most part,
human. We're born into sin, so we only human. So it's gonna happen. We're not robots. It's
right.
just learning how to change that negativity, that negative mindset into something that's positive. And that's a learning curve that I'm having for myself. It does become draining, it does become difficult. I spoke to somebody the other day, and I haven't spoken to this person since they were a kid. And I could just tell that they were feeling some type of way, but I had to pour into that person and let them know, hey, it's okay to feel how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
but brush it off and keep on going.
Yep. I tell people,
Yeah, you're right
feel
to
the
feel how you
feeling.
feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
feel the feeling. Don't stay
yeah,
in that feeling. It's what I
yeah.
tell
Oh,
people.
I like that. Feel the feeling, just don't stay in it. Don't soak in it. Don't live in it. Just accept it, process it, and go about your business.
Unless it's leveling you up on some kind of aspect of your life. If going around Kayla makes me feel happy and that
Mm-hmm.
I'm motivated, I'm gonna go around Kayla all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's a decision. Again, another choice I have. Or I can be around Debbie Downer and be depressed next week. And I'm not
And
trying.
it used to happen to me. I feel that I am naturally an empath. And I used to be around people just because they're family or due to marriage or whatever. And I found myself being so depressed, so angry, so negative, and nothing happened to me personally. And I realized once I stepped away from those individuals, my life was like, whew, thank you, Lord.
Mhm.
And it's because that energy travels. Those, you can call it energy, you can call it spirits, you can call it whatever you want to call it. If you're not prayed up, it's gonna travel and it's gonna seep into your system if your mindset isn't where it needs to be.
That's true.
Period, point blank.
Yeah.
And so black people have it bad. Oh, she thinks she better than, oh, she always hanging around people who got money. Every single thing I've read said your income is the average of the five closest people you communicate with on a daily basis. I sat back and did the math. I'm not in people count pockets, but I did the math. And when I did the math, my income was close to those five people.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's the
Like
reality because
subconsciously.
you're
You don't even.
learning. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're learning from those
Yeah.
people unconsciously. People looking at it like, oh, you trying to be something you not, or you this and any other, or you trying to steal from them. No, because it's people who I still communicate with and I hang around with that I try to help elevate and grow. And I don't want nothing from them.
Hmm. But
I
they
don't
don't
want
know
nothing from
that.
them.
They think you do though, and that's the that's a huge difference. Like it's really bad to where you know your success sometimes will make someone feel insecure about themselves, and it's really weird. I don't understand that, but if you don't
And that
know,
ain't it. They insecure with themselves from the
yeah,
get-go.
they could, yeah.
Because you're successful, it makes them realize that they didn't do what they wanted to do,
Hmm.
and now they feel some type of way about you. Have you ever heard been around somebody and they was like, I don't like her, and you like, why you don't like her? I don't know, it's just something about her I don't like. No, you don't like her because she what you want to be. That's
Hmm.
why you don't like her, because she's confident in herself.
Yeah.
I've told people, it's people in my life that walk in rooms and the whole room, the whole energy shifts.
Ooh.
And it's nothing that they did, it's their presence and how they carry themselves. And people can't stand them.
Hmm.
Can't
I
stand, and they ain't did nothing.
ain't did nothing. It's crazy. It's powerful. It is. It, whew.
Ain't did nothing. Like, I'm looking like, what did I do to you? What that TikTok said. Oh, I can't even think about it right now. Oh, why you? I don't know. It's funny, but you be wondering, like, really, what the heck did I do? And you ain't did nothing. But they don't like the fact that you're confident in yourself. You walk through the door, and I can use you for example. You walk through the door, you have a smile on your face, and people are looking like, why is she happy?
Hmm.
Why is she happy? They be really confused as to why you happy because their life is so miserable.
It's crazy. How about having that person as a sibling?
Woo, Jesus.
Yeah, I've
Mm.
lived that. I lived that. Lived in
I
the.
ain't got no biological sisters, but baby, I can't imagine.
Mm. It's so
Ugh.
unfortunate because while I'm always, you can do this. You got pretty skin. I'm talking about all along. She just hates my guts, and
Mm,
I for a
mm-mm.
long time. Um, I kind of like fought it myself. And I was like, dang, really trying to find out what I do.
Yeah,
And
you be questioning your own sanity. Like, am I really that bad of a person? What did
it
I
was
do?
nothing.
You be raking your brain trying to figure out what you did to him.
And I did nothing. I did nothing. And
Mm,
that
mm,
was one of
mm.
those severed relationships because it's just super negative and super positive don't mix.
I look at it more so like how they tell you on the airplane, put on your oxygen mask first.
Hmm.
Put on your oxygen mask first. When it comes to the black tax that they charging us as entrepreneurs, as I was getting taxed and I wasn't even an entrepreneur. I barely had $40 left out of my paycheck when I paid bills, and I still felt bad if I couldn't help my family. Okay,
Hmm.
um, I can't help you unless I help me first.
Right.
Let me help me first. Once I help me and I got me, then I can help you.
Yes. Yep.
And they want you to help them, and you still suffering and you can't breathe. I think that was Martin Luther King who said, "Pull up, pull yourself up by the bootstraps." And how can we pull ourselves up by the bootstraps when we ain't got no strings? Ain't no strings in our boots because they have been gave us the proper tools as black people, but we can't put that burden on us.
Right.
We can't think we got to take care of everything and everyone. And that's kind of why I wanted to talk on this topic today, because we feel so bad not being able to help. Well, I know I do, and I'm pretty sure you still do as well, even though you created those boundaries.
Hmm.
We feel so bad that we can't help how we want to, but we still have things we have to do. We still have work that we have to do,
Hmm.
that God put for us to do.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So ways to combat that is, like you said, boundaries, trying to change negative to positive. We need to build more communities. I feel this type of community is good because we need to have these conversations.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very important to just have the open
Not talked
dialect,
about. Yeah.
to be able to freely speak without being judged or, fear of someone treating you different because you have a certain opinion.
Oh, I
Um,
know they talk a lot of mess when you move to Vegas. Oh, she moved to Vegas. She
I
thinks she
can,
the bomb.
I can just imagine. I can just imagine those conversations. But see, I'm so
Oh,
headstrong.
the oldest. Serene said she the oldest of eight. The oldest always gets this. I know you ain't the oldest, Reed. There's a million at all, but the oldest get all the smoke. Okay, you the oldest, so you the oldest child. You the everything. You like the second parent. So.
I know. I'm hip. I'm in the middle, but I do know what that oldest does get. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but having like we said, the ability to pour into people as often as
Yes.
we can. That's part of having a community. I tell people to choose their circle carefully. That's
Choose
another
your tribe in my sugar
choice
voice.
that you have. You can have, like again, Debbie the down there now. You can have Ashley that's over here with baby daddy drama, and that's where she want to be, but she want to complain.
Mm.
You don't have to have those people, in your circle. Find somebody that you look up to, that you trust with their opinions. Have them in your circle. If the people in your circle can't answer your question, you got the wrong circle. That's what I say.
Mm.
I feel like, and you hear me say it all the time. The answer is in our circle, all the time, because it is having our own ecosystem is what I
Mm.
strive for. If like I tell my kids, if one of you, I need a real estate agent. I need someone that's
Right.
handle the banker. I need somebody
Mm-hmm.
that do
You need
hair.
a lawyer.
I need all of y'all to,
See,
cause
you got six kids. You lucky. I'm screwed. I only have two, and I'm down to one. Oh man. See, now that was smart. You have options, okay?
yeah, I'm breeding them to you have a role, you have a place in
But
this
what do you do
family.
when the answer not what if your circle can't get to the answer? Because I feel like I've grown substantially in the last couple of years. I went from employee mindset to employer mindset, and I'm still growing. And I feel that the circle that I created, because you create your own circle, whether you realize it or not.
Hmm.
I love the circle I created, but now I feel like I'm stagnant. So now, how do you go outside your circle and find other people to take you to another level?
It's putting yourself into those rooms where they
Mhm.
are. Of course, God is going to put you in places where you may not be qualified, but He's going to put you there because that's where you
Mm.
belong. You have to seek out, leveling yourself up, whether it's reading a book, attending a conference, whether it's becoming friends with someone that has features that you don't have. If you're,
So pray on it and go. You have to make it happen.
yeah,
Basically, pray
yeah,
on it and you
it's gonna,
have to put yourself out there.
yeah, and it's
Try
gonna come to
dating.
you. Yeah, it's gonna, whatever you desire is attracted to you. It wants to get to you just as much as you want to get
Mm.
to it. You just have to remove those people that are preventing you from getting what all of those blessings. And it's people and energy that I can't get to the next
I would
level if
say
I have.
more so the energy than people, because, like I say, you create your own circle. So you have to get out of your own way. You have to get out of your own way to say, I'm worthy of being around these type of people.
And know that you deserve it. You deserve to be in that
And
room with
that's what I didn't realize. Do you remember me telling you, well, a long time ago, that when I first started making money in the entrepreneur industry, um, once I felt that that money wasn't mine, I was scared of the money. I'm like, this money doesn't belong to me. Did I do something illegal? Did I do something wrong? Because our mindset was so jacked up that we feel like we don't deserve it.
it. Yeah. It's
That's crazy.
and a lot of people feel that way, but I
And you
do
start
know.
spending like crazy because you feel like I better spend it because I ain't getting it back.
Uh-huh, right. Before they take it, let me. But no, you definitely have to, and that was the hardest thing for me. Out of
Hmm.
everything we talked about, feeling like I deserved it was the hardest thing. Um, that's why it took me so long to leave that job, and
Yeah,
feeling like I deserved the life that I wanted. Hence my business name, right?
I
Because
love your business
everything
name.
that we want, we can create whatever life that we want to live. It's all a decision. You're one decision
Hmm.
away from living however you want to live, and it's totally doable. And as long as you have people like us that we don't gatekeep,
Yeah,
I grew up with gatekeepers. It was women around me that wouldn't tell me the game about anything. I had to go seek it and learn it. And I'm not even mad at
mm.
that. I'm not mad at the no's, the rejection. I'm not
And
mad at.
I feel like I'm not a gatekeeper, honestly speaking, but I do feel too that I'm starting to revert, and this is a personal thing, because I see so many other people stealing information and charging people for it, and it makes me feel like that's not fair. But I have to still pray on that and get out of that, because what's for me is for me,
Right?
period.
Facts.
Period. But it just irks my soul that I work so hard and I do this and I pay for mentorship, I pay for X, Y, and Z. So for somebody to take everything that I'm pouring into them and give it to somebody else for them to charge somebody for it, it burns a hole in me. I
But you
ain't
know
gonna
what?
lie.
That's gonna work itself out. You know that, right? So you don't even gotta worry about that. That's already taken care of. So
Yes,
don't you continue to do you, because that's what your God given purpose is. That's,
yes.
He knows what your heart is. With wanting to receive the information, and it's gonna work itself out. But I won't even worry about it, sis.
Yeah, I wound up letting it go. But when I tell you I was hot as cayenne pepper, baby, I was hot. I said, I'm not telling nobody else nothing. I'm study pouring into people. I'm giving information, and no one wants to give me anything without me giving them $1 million. Here, you got to pay $1,000 for this and $1,000 for that. And that's why I create this group, because we lack knowledge.
Yeah.
Hence my business name, Knowledge Solutions. But what I realized as my journey progressed, knowledge don't mean nothing unless it's applied.
Facts.
So,
Yeah.
like you said, they can steal whatever they want, but ain't nobody you. People are going to come to you for you, whatever your brand is, and you build that credibility, you build that authenticity. They're going to do business with you because of you, and can't nobody take that from you. But I
Yeah.
ain't going to lie, I was hot. I was
I
hot.
bet. No, I already know how. I already know how you feel about it. And that's normal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna validate that feeling because that's normal, sis. No, that's no validating feelings
Yes,
is
you have to.
important because
Mhm.
I've been in a relationship where that didn't happen, so I got, that's a whole nother conversation. But I'm gonna validate that feeling. It is absolutely normal to feel that way,
Mhm. Thank
and
you. I appreciate that.
you gonna reap all of the benefits
You're gonna reap what you sow.
of
It seems
everything.
like it keeps going back to sowing, sowing, sowing. Like, the whole point of this live was, how do we feel about giving to people when we don't owe them, but we still get blessed regardless because we still sowing seeds.
Yeah.
We still sowing seeds every
Hmm.
single day. It's a hurtful feeling though,
Yeah.
that people feel entitled. They feel obligated for you to do for them, and they get to smoke their money up. They popping the pills, pill it up, whatever they do. I don't know what they doing. I'm out the loop, okay? But
Yeah.
you supposed to take whatever you have extra and help them pay their bills, even if it's let me borrow for a couple of days.
Hmm.
That couple of days, like anybody else giving
You
you
can
some money for a couple
you
of
can wait
days?
those you can wait those couple of days. Like I've heard things from people like different ways that I can word it to let them know this ain't it. I'm sorry. No is initially, but if they keep on, I'm just not gonna interfere with what God want you to experience. If I let you give you this money right now, I'm gonna interfere with whatever your path is, and I'm not even trying to do that.
Hmm. Yeah, it's funny that because when I first started making a little bit more income, I went to my uncle and I was like, I don't know what to do. I feel overwhelmed. I feel like people keep hitting me from left to right, asking for stuff that I really don't even have to give.
Right.
My first tax season, I made $15,000. I wasn't I didn't come in swinging, but I did okay. But any extra that we have, people feel like it belongs to them. And I asked my uncle, what do you do? And he said to me, you rather be the lender, not the borrower. I respect that and I appreciate that. But at one point, do you say, why do I have to be the lender? How come they can't go out and work too? Just like, Percy Lee stated, teach a man how to fish. You might not want to do taxes. You might not want to do life insurance. You might not want to do credit. You might not want to do loans. But what do you want to do? How can I help you grow? How
Yeah.
can I help you grow? I helped so many people in my past and my own siblings. My little brother just opened up his first bank account when he could have asked me how.
Wow.
And he's almost 30 years old. He's like, I opened up a bank account. I was like, you've never had a bank account? But because he never came to me, because they don't want to come to you. Strangers don't mind begging. They'll hit you in your inbox all day long. But sometimes your own family and friends be intimidated to come to you and ask you anything. And that's scary. That's crazy. Like, I want to help. I'd rather help you than a stranger.
Right.
If you trying, though. If
Right.
you trying.
Yeah.
How do you combat that?
That's I don't know. Like if you not or if you like are not already uh, that person that's easy to speak to, and I feel like I'm pretty
I think
approachable.
I'm easy to, am I?
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
I mean,
Honest opinion.
other than calling to reach out to people, which I can't even do. You can't even call people no more. They're gonna ask
Hmm.
you for something. Um, but I'm working on myself with that. Uh, I'm
Yeah, I'm
intimidated to call
prideful.
them. That's
I'm
that's what I'm
prideful.
intimidated by. I'm intimidated to call somebody because you might be asking me for a favor on the other end, and I'm
And
gonna
that's
have to say
scary.
no.
You can't even call and check on nobody
Yeah,
because you
that's,
scared they gonna ask you for
I'm scared they're gonna
$20
ask. No, you don't understand how many phone calls I just looked at ring.
since you've been on the live.
Just like, oh, I don't know if I can't get that. Because it's either a burden, it's some kind of burden, whether
And I
it's
don't want people to feel like they can't come to me though, but I don't want them to think that they can't. It has to be that kind of in between. I
yeah,
had somebody say to me not too long ago, I wanted to ask you a question, but I know you're a busy woman. So when can I? I was like, I don't want to be that person. I've never been that person, but I do respect the fact that you respect my business.
yeah,
But like, how do you balance that in between? I'm so stuck on that. And that's something I'm working on as a business owner. Like, I don't know, it's different.
yeah. I think when people have the
Because we
connection,
have no mentors in our community, in our family. We have no one to go to ask these questions.
right? So you have to become it. When
Woo!
it's not there, you become what you need. And I've always lived by that. If I didn't have
Mhm.
that example, I was gonna be that example for my nieces and nephews. I say it all the time. I didn't have someone I can call and be like, "What do you think about this idea?" or "What should I do when this happens?" I didn't have
Mhm.
someone to call to say I need to borrow $20 either at the same time. So it
Yeah.
taught me quite a bit of relying on myself and doing what I needed, investing in myself, so I don't be in that
Somebody
position.
said, I ain't scared to answer my phone. The answer gonna be no. I know
Okay.
that's right. The answer gonna be no. I'm working on my no. They getting way better. The
Good,
answer gonna be no.
good.
That's crazy. But I really thank you so much, Sharita, for coming on. Is there any other words of encouragement you want to leave or any tips on how to deal with this situation, especially as a small business owner? Matter of fact, we ain't small, but we big business owners, okay? We're gonna manifest that around here. As a business owner, how do we combat that?
Um,
And tips just you want them to walk away with so they'll have it and don't leave here with nothing.
yeah, my biggest thing is just, choose positivity.
Yeah.
Um, when you mix money with family, be prepared to lose a family member.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's gonna not be what you expected. I
Hmm.
learned that a few times, but I say you got one time. Everybody got one time in my family. Don't burn that bridge because I know I'm super resourceful and can help in so many ways other than financially. I'm somebody you need on your team. Um, and be willing to help somebody else. I've always had that mentality that I want to help someone. I want to see everyone do well. I'm not out to, you know, be better than you. I want you to be your absolute best that you can be. Like
Hmm.
genuinely, there's no other ulterior motive with it. Like I promise. But just choose positivity every single day, and that'll solve half of your problems for real.
Hmm.
Like, seriously.
Right. Absolutely. And I just want to say the same thing. Just working on changing a negative to a positive. I like that tool you gave. Just try to be more thoughtful on giving positive feedback to people, letting people know I see you. So people can learn to start to see themselves. Because it's things that people see in me currently. And I'm like, really? Me? They're like, yeah, Kayla, you do an excellent job. I'm like, but people can see things on the outside looking in that you can't see in yourself.
Yep.
So just continue to pour into yourself, pour into others, and just let God do the rest and use discernment. You'll know if a person really needs something at the end of the day. If you wind up losing them in your life over finances, it's a bigger picture. It's a bigger reason. Somebody said, "Can you inspire me?" Thank you so much. It's a bigger picture. It's a bigger reason, and God does everything for a reason. We just gonna have to take that hurt, that pain, and roll with those punches and see what just happens next from it. I done lost people too that I really love and care about, and I miss those relationships, but I'm not going to beg for those relationships because you have to know in your heart of heart you done everything you could do. um, Let them know what you do again, what services you offer, and how they can reach you.
So I am, of course, a tax expert. So assisting
Period.
any personal, small business, corporation with tax preparation. I am a licensed life insurance agent in about 15 states, I believe.
Ooh, okay.
Um, so able to assist with life insurance, annuities, other IRAs, um, whole permanent, every type of life insurance there is. Um, I can be reached at taxesbydiva.com where you can see all the services. You can book a consultation, really to pick my brain about anything. I'm like, again, I am super resourceful. If I don't have the answer, I know somebody does that knows the answer. I love that about myself. And other than that, that's what Design Your Life has to offer and how you can reach me.
All right. And for those who don't know me, once again, my name is Kayla Joshua. I'm a financial services mentor slash strategist. Tax preparation, credit is my passion. I love credit restoration. I am licensed life insurance agent as well. Not in those many states. I got about a good 3 states, okay? But I can get some more states up under my belt. And I actually started to love business structure. So, I teach people how to structure their business correctly, whether it's LLC, S corp, nonprofit organization, so on and so forth. So that's something that I have been, diving into deeply and learning, teach people how to do that and set up payroll. So that way you're not in a position like us brand new entrepreneurs or how I was at some point where you make all of this money, but now you're struggling the rest of the year because you don't know how to pay yourself. You don't know how to pay into Social Security, Medicare. You don't know how to start your own 401k and so on and so forth. So you can be successful because this is your business. You're the boss. You can reach me at joinkayla.com, or Nala Solutions is my handle on everything: TikTok, IG, LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. So please don't be a stranger. Reach out to either Sharita or myself if you have any questions, and it is proper to be respectful of people, whether you schedule an appointment so you can do a consultation. I have pick your brain sessions. Depending on how long it is, I do like a free consultation at first, and after that, it's like 30 minutes. It's $50 or something like that. But you're never just gonna sit there and talk all day and give all my information for free. Now that's not gonna happen, okay? That's out. I'm nice, but I ain't that nice no more. I used to be. But you could definitely reach out to Sharita or myself, and we will love to assist you in any way, shape, or form. And thank you. So, and also, if you guys have any other topics or you love the topic we had today, if you want to take a dive into anything else financial, pertaining to life insurance, entrepreneurship, anything, let us know, and we will definitely do a repeat. We go live every single Thursday, and we'll come back with a new topic. We research before we come and give you everything we have to the best of our ability. Okay. All right. Thank you, Sharita. Thank you, guys.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.